I saw myself starting to get pigeonholed. It didn't feel like I was doing something that was unique. This is probably one of the most significant turning points in my career. In the late 2000s, a lot of artists in Europe started painting these enormous murals. Usual graffiti production might be over 1 or 2 stories and spread, along a train line. But then these artists in Europe started going vertical and going straight up these buildings and started using swing stages and scissor lifts. I think the first large wall that I painted was in 2009, where a development was about to knock down this building and they asked me to paint something around these food trucks, and I asked, can I paint the whole wall, like the whole 9 stories? And they're like, well, people won't really see that. I was like, yeah, but all these buildings that are around it will be able to see it. And they're like, if you can work out how to do it, we can sign off on it. From there, I started painting lots of other big walls around the world and being invited to go to places like Hawaii and Sweden and parts of France and a lot in the US as well. There are a tremendous amount of work, but it didn't feel like I was doing something that was unique. Painting privately on a canvas or something like that, it can kind of be a bit more personal. So I started to go back and have a look at what I really did like creating and what really kind of got me in love with street art and graffiti, and that was the idea of going back into these abandoned spaces and then to make these works and then not to show them to anyone, but just to document them and present the photography as the final artwork. And to go back to that idea of street art, one of the key things about it is that it's ephemeral, it only lives in the documentation. And then I was given a house. I could paint on the walls, but I realized then that it wasn't so much the space, it was the objects that are left behind. We started to bring the furniture in, we started to bring crockery, and you start to realize, well, if there's some plates on the table and some plates on the floor, that starts to tell a bit of a story, and it's the type of plates you get and the quality of the chair you get, and it tells you different things about the people who live there. And I realized it's a whole new dimension to play with as an artist. I can build these worlds and environments and these characters and people without even having them there and start to tell these stories in different ways.